Do you want to become a consistently profitable trader? If so, then you have to make sure to watch this video to the end, because in this video I will be sharing my 5-minute strategy, scalping strategy, that I have been using this year already to make me 60% on a 5-minute time frame on the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. We have a Discord community where we are active every day, every London and New York kill zone, where we are sharing our trades. So also make sure to join us on Discord. But first of all, I would say let's get started with the video. The first and most important step right now is to set up our charts properly. Therefore, I created a little Google document. The link for that is in the description box below, where you will find all the links to all the required indicators. I will simply go over it. We use the Scalper Pro with basic settings. The most important setting right here is that we want to color the bars on the scalper line. This is the only important setting that you have to check and that has to be activated. The next indicator is the Session Pro indicator, and the only thing you have to be careful here about is the GMT setting. Currently we are in the winter time, so we have to set it to -5, but starting from mid-March roughly, we will have to set it to GMT -4 when we switch back to summertime. And for the Session Pro especially, you will have to modify the London, New York and Asia kill zone settings so that the New York London kill zone right here, this blue box, starts at 2 AM New York local time. So you also have to make sure to check New York local time here. This makes it easier for us as a community to reference to specific points in time if we are trading those setups together. So it has to start at 2 AM New York local time and it ends at 5 AM New York local time. It's a 3-hour timing window, and it's specifically designed for that because we don't want to sit longer than 3 hours in front of our charts, because we require full focus and full attention. And if you keep on trading for another 3, 4, 5 hours, you lose focus. You start sitting there on your phone, and we want to avoid that. 3 hours per session is more than enough. So make sure London starting at 2 AM, ending at 5 AM. New York starting at 8 AM New York local time and ends at 11 AM New York local time. Same for Asia. Asia starts at 8 PM New York local time and ends at 11 PM New York local time. Those settings are gonna be different right here. The settings in here are gonna be different for every broker. My broker of choice is 8cap because of their very tight spreads. So if you're also with 8cap, you can use those settings right here. The last but not least most important thing is that your VWAP right here resets at New York local time midnight. It's really important. You see how well the support and resistance around the VWAP plays out, but only if we reset it at New York local time midnight. Again, really important here. And for the stochastic RSI, we can go for the basic settings. If you add this indicator to your chart, it will already start with the 3388 settings right here. The only thing you will have to change here is the valid bar setting, and you want to decrease that down from 3 to 1. So only gonna see the highlight right here on the stochastic RSI when it's crossing over and it's confirmed at the candle close. Alright guys, that's it for the indicator setup. Let's waste no more time and get started with our entry condition to enter into a long trade. So first of all, what we want to see is we want to see green candle colors. And remember, the candle colors are being made from the Scalper Pro. So if the Scalper Pro line is green, the candle colors will also be shown in green. So that's why most of the time close the Scalper Pro right here, so we have a cleaner chart to look at for the next 3 hours. And remember, we are going to start taking trades at 2 AM New York local time when the blue box starts to form. So we have green candles right here, and the second condition now would be that we want to see price being or hovering above the VWAP. The VWAP here is this blue line, which is created through the Session Pro indicator. You can also use the drawing tool right here. If you hover over to vertical lines or in general lines, you can go to anchored VWAP, and you can anchor your VWAP at New York local time midnight, and you will see that same line appear. So let's continue. Let me get rid of that VWAP because we already have it on our chart using the Session Pro indicator. The last entry rule would be for a long trade that our stochastic RSI is crossing over bullish below the 50 level right here. And that's automatically being done by this stochastic RSI indicator, our community indicator. So all we have to do now is to wait for our green highlight right here with our cross for the crossover confirmation, since rule number 1 and rule number 2 already apply. So let's keep clicking through it. We still haven't received our crossover. Those two lines here on the stochastic RSI are just very close together. Alright, the next candle, we get our crossover confirmation at the candle close. So what we are going to do here is we're going to enter into this trade at the candle close, and we place our stop loss either at the most recent swing low or at the VWAP. In this case, I would go for, let's go for the VWAP here to give it a little bit more breathing room in case price is going to retrace a little bit. Because remember, it's just 10 minutes or 15 minutes after the 2 a.m. Frankfurt Europe session open. And our take profit target is going to be a 2-to-1 risk to reward target. That's our take profit management. And as soon as we hit a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio, let's draw this up. As soon as we hit that 1 to 1.5 right here at this level, we move our stop loss to break even to protect our position. So let's see, we entered into this trade. Let's place a buy order. Trade is running into our direction. We get a nice move. Now we're above the 1.5 risk to reward ratio. So now we are moving our stop loss to break even right here. Let's continue and see if we hit our take profit. Price is reversing and came back through here. So our trade is being stopped out at break even. We didn't lose anything on this trade. So we are going to continue looking for our next entry during the London kill zone. Notice we are still bullish. We still have green candle colors based on the Scalper Pro. We are still above the VWAP, so we are still looking for our last condition to apply, which would be the stochastic RSI crossover below the 50 level. Alright, let's continue. Price pulls back closer to the VWAP. We did not get the crossover yet right here on this candle close, so we are going to continue. On this candle, we received our crossover on the stochastic RSI, so we are placing our stop loss at the most recent swing low or at the VWAP. Let's go for the VWAP right here again, and we are targeting first of all a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio, and we are going to use a little line here so we know once this level has been hit, we are moving our stop loss to break even. Alright, so let's continue. Right now it's 250. And also what's very important if you trade a strategy during the London kill zone is to be aware of the 3 a.m. London stock market open. So at 3 a.m. usually that's the timing when volatility kicks in and volume starts to get in the market at the London open at 3 a.m. New York local time. So we are now 10 minutes ahead of that. Let's continue clicking. Okay, we're running in profit. I forgot to enter into this position. Let's do it right now, but we entered right here on this stochastic RSI crossover. Alright, it's 3 a.m. We had our doji right here, a indecisive candle with both wicks to the up and down side. Let's continue. And we see the trade is moving into our direction. We hit our 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. So now it's time to move our stop loss to break even. And let's see, we're pulling back, we're pulling back, we're pulling back. And we hit our 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio here. So we can flatten this position. And we had our first winning trade. We are going to risk 1% per trade. But that really depends on you. If you're, for example, using the strategy to pass an FTMO challenge and you're looking at more than one pair at the same time, and you also take the trades on more than one pair at the same time, it might be worth it to only risk 0.5% per trade. Alright, so those are two examples for a long position. Once where we hit our 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio target, and then we have been stopped out at break even, so we did not lose anything on this trade. And our second trade that hit 1 to 1.5, pulled back, and it would have even offered another entry opportunity right here on this candle, but we do not take trades within trades just to protect our capital with this strategy, and we eventually hit our take profit target right here at a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio. The rules to enter into a short position are basically the same to enter into a long position. This time we want to see red candle colors based on a Scalper Pro, we want to see price being below the VWAP, and we want to see a stochastic RSI crossover above the 50 level. The stop loss is going to be placed at the most recent swing high or at the VWAP. That pretty much depends on the setup. There are over 385 examples just on our Google spreadsheet where I documented every trade starting from September last year up until today for the Scalper Pro stochastic RSI strategy on the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. So make sure to check it out. The link for that is in the description. Let's continue. So we see our London session started. It's 2 AM New York local time. We are below the VWAP and our candle color is red. The stochastic RSI is about to cross over bearish above the 50 level. So let's wait for one more candle. Price is being pulled closer to the VWAP. We now have a bullish candle close right here above the VWAP. So theoretically, we would be looking for longs now. Let's look for one more candle, and we see the candle color changed again to a bearish candle color, and this time we had a stochastic RSI confirmation. So all three rules align. We have a red candle color, we close below the VWAP, and we had a stochastic RSI crossover. So we place our stop loss with a little bit of room to breathe right here at 15 pips stop loss. And we again go for a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio, moving our stop loss to break even as soon as we hit a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. Again, if you remember from our long positions, you always have to watch out what's happening at 3 AM, because most of the times we see big wicks to either the up or the downside, or sometimes even both sides, that are likely to hit your stop loss. So if you want to play it safe prior to 3 AM, you could place your stop loss a little bit higher. Even though this would look absurd, you could use this most recent swing high, or for example go for a 20 pip stop loss. If you want to keep your stops tight and you want to go for a 15 pip stop loss right here, and that's what you chose to do, we are going to continue to see what happened. Alright, it's 2:45 now, so a few more candles. We are currently in drawdown and we again closed above the VWAP. Let's see. It's 2:55 now and the trade hasn't hit our stop loss target, our stop loss yet, but very likely, with that 3 AM candle we hit our stop loss, so this trade would have been a losing trade where we lost 1% period. Alright, but the session is not over, it's just a losing trade, and losing trades are going to be part of the strategy. So let's continue and look for our next bearish crossover. And we got our bearish crossover, but right now we have a green candle color. The Scalper Pro is currently colored in green, so we are not going to enter based on this candle. So we have to wait for another candle. Alright, so we had our crossover right here, and we can wait for maximum 3 candles to enter into our short position. So this being candle number 1, candle number 2. So if all the rules apply now, on our third candle we can enter into a short, and we see we got a beautiful bearish engulfing candlestick right here on our third candle. It's colored in red now, we closed below the VWAP, and we had a stochastic RSI crossover 3 candles ago. So we are going to enter into a short position here. For our stop loss we use our most recent swing high. This would be a 20 pip stop loss. So we are going forward to target a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio target first, to place our stop loss at break even once this price level has been hit. And our full take profit is going to be taken at 2 to 1 risk to reward. So let's continue. Price continued to drop straight away. Had a little bit of a period of indecision right at the London Open at 3 a.m. But we had a momentum shifting candle to the downside with no wick to the bottom, and we followed through with the momentum. We almost hit our take profit target. Now it's time to move our stop loss to break even, and we hit our take profit target right here. So we would have lost 1% right here, but we would have made back 2% in profit on this single trade. Alright guys, those are the two examples for short positions. Of course, if you have more questions, it's a must to join our Discord server. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and now you know how I'm going to be trading throughout the year of 2023 and how I already made 60% net profit trading the strategy alone on US 30 on a 5-minute time frame, only during 2 sessions. 3 hours per session. That's really doable, and even if you just have time to trade 1 session, it's all there. We have all the backtesting results for US 30 starting from February 2023 going all the way back to September 22. So enough backtesting results backed here on our Google spreadsheet. I'm going to be adding more and more backtesting results over time. We also have backtesting results on the British pound US dollar for the month of January, and also for all the future traders out here, backtesting results on Nasdaq during January 2023 and February. We had a very good month right here with a net profit week, let me rephrase that, a very profitable week on Nasdaq 100 future index with 17% net profit. Of course, you're gonna have losing trades, but it's very important for you to remember that with a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio strategy, to end up at break even, so basically saying to end up at the point where you don't lose money, where you protected your capital efficiently after, for example, 100 trades, you would only need a win rate of 33.3333%, and that's obtainable. I've already backtested a strategy for more than 400 trades, and I ended up at a win rate, an average win rate of 50 to 55%. So we're all in the goods, and all up we made a total net profit of 175%, and this doesn't include the effect of daily compounding, because we are risking the same amount basically percentage wise per trade. We're always going to be risking 1% or 0.5%, but this depends on your risk management. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that you are finally listening to me and you start to stick to one strategy. It's really important. If you don't have a plan and you don't stick to one specific strategy, you will never end up a consistently profitable trader. So I really hope that's the thing. Even if you're not going to use this strategy here, please just stick to one specific strategy and learn how to execute it perfectly. Because most of the time, it's not the strategy that's not working. It's the trader executing this exact strategy. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you learned something new. Of course, none of this is financial advice. So yeah, if you did, make sure to leave a like on this video and to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you in our next video.